hope you're doing really well. We are in the best place in the world ever, and if you didn't know where that was, shame on you, because we're in Rye in East Sussex, which is my favourite place in all of England. There you go. And if you happen to be rich and have lots of money, we would love you to buy me a property, if that's okay. Running gag, depends on how many times you probably watch me talk about Rye and the fact that if I had money, I'd live here. I don't have any money, so can you please pay for me for a place here, please? Someone out there. But on a serious, very serious note, however, we're finally going to do it today. We're going to be talking about the paranormal stories of Rye, so come with us as we talk about these wonderful ghost and paranormal stories. Come on. There's no question Rye is one of the most haunted towns in all of England, and it's easy to understand why when looking at its past, from its sinister smuggling history through to its medieval port. So this leads us to our first ghostly tale, that of the ghost of Gibbet's Marsh, where in the early hours of the morning it has been recorded that a ghostly figure haunts this field, heading towards the river. Although not much else is known of this figure, it remains as one of Rye's most consistent ghosts that wanders this historic place. Our next tale lies close to its last standing medieval gate tower along what is known as Turkey Cock Lane. As bizarre as its name is, its origins are from the sounds a monk made when he went mad after he was bricked up alive for trying to elope. Thankfully, the noise of his demise can't be heard, but he has still been noted as being seen wandering up and down this lane on a dark night. Interestingly, this leads to our next story of some more interesting ghostly monks, because as chance would have it, the former 14th century monastery, which is a few yards up the road and would have almost certainly been related to our previous monk tale, also has been reported of not just one monk haunting the monastery, but several, with the story being that several skeletons had been found dug up in the garden, showing that evidence pointed to burials being performed on living people. So it's no surprise that with all of that, some kind of paranormal presence still haunts these walls. As we head up to the top of Rye along East Street, we find even more spooky tales, with that of the 15th century dated restaurant named the Union, where a little child ghost has been seen wandering the kitchen and restaurant. But eerily, so real does this child look, he has often been mistaken for someone more living than dead. From that, as you head up to the top of Rye, you come across its iconic Ypres Tower. Known as the most haunted place in Rye, it was built in 1249 as part of the town's defences. He had seen many a change from a fort to a prison, and then the town's mortuary. Its history is rich as it is varied, so it's no surprise it has shared many a ghostly tale. Although no one ghost or spirit can be attached to this place, many a strange noise has been heard, as well as visitors feeling unwell and even feeling like they've been touched. Its strongest and more negative energy, however, lies not in the tower, but in its herb garden, even with a couple of reports of a female ghost and even a dark entity being seen. This place has it all, and is a great example of stone tape theory. So be warned when visiting, you might get more than you bargained for. As we leave the tower, we head around the corner to the church, and beyond that to Fletcher's house, which is a Tudor house, and in 1579 the birthplace of the dramaticist John Fletcher, where an old man can be seen on the landing before heading off into the toilet and vanishing. Even that being said, it could be John Fletcher himself. Now, a restaurant, this building really is a thing of the past and would go perfect with the saying, if the walls could talk. Now as we start to slowly head down the other side of Rye, our next stop is Lamb House, a National Trust property and Grade 2 listed 18th century house. This place has been the mayoral home of Rye and has seen many a famous writer stay in this beautiful place. So it's again no surprise that this house has a spooky story to tell, from the famous author Henry James, who lived here, who claimed that the ghost of an old lady here gave him assistance whilst writing. But even more impressive is this just isn't a one-off, when other owners have reported poltergeist activity, especially when, while sitting in the garden, E.F. Benson, another famous novelist, while living here, watched a caped man walk by before vanishing in front of his eyes. One story says the building is also haunted by Alan Greeble, murdered by a butcher. So well known would these stories become, they even became the subject of Joan Aitken's supernatural book, The Haunting of Lamb House. Round the corner is probably one of the most famous haunted places in all of England, and is literally the epicentre of all of Rye's paranormal tales, that of the Mermaid Inn. So much is my love for this town, I would often in the past go for a drink in the bar, and on one occasion was lucky enough to even stay here for a night. And even though I didn't experience anything paranormal, there's no question this place holds an incredible energy. The inn itself is mostly well known for its smuggling past. So, as for its ghosts, well, a pair of ghostly jewellers have been seen engaging in each other, noting that the victor then drags the body through the hotel and drops it through a trapdoor, while another ghost is that of a female figure dressed in grey haunting the upper part of the building, with the ghost especially liking to roam room 5, while in rooms 10 and 18 a fading man has been seen entering and leaving, even through a wall. As well as many eerie noises and strange feelings, there's no question that the Mermaid Inn is a very special place in the paranormal history timeline of Rye. So, as we wander down Mermaid Street, we take a left and wander briefly up to Watchbell Street, where there lies the haunt of a little boy dressed in a white sheet. Although playful in nature, definitely not a sight you'd like to see on a dark night as he skips along the cobbled road. Then, at the far end of Rye lies Needles Passage, a truly hidden medieval passageway where footsteps have been heard approaching witnesses as they walk down this passageway, even though no one is visible as they pass. With added mention that a local piece of folklore says it is unlucky to step on the stone with the date of the construction unless you have already had your birthday that year. And even though time has made this passageway a popular place visitors alike to walk through there is no doubt that on a dark night your imagination and fear could play tricks on you to justify the chilling nature of this tale, so as to never go it alone when walking through Needles Passage. Our final stop takes us to the White House, or what is known as White Vine House, in the centre of Rye, which is now a bakery as well as a bed and breakfast. It's known that there's a cheeky poltergeist that haunts this place, with stories of things in the kitchen and bedrooms going missing and then reappearing, although there's no question that whatever haunts this place has a mischievous side, and that one would bemuse any person staying here, let alone working here. So with all that being said, Rye certainly has its fair share of ghostly tales, and even in this video we have only really told its most well-known ones, and to this day rumour and stories from locals and travellers alike still persist, and for that alone it's reason enough to visit and experience the history and stories for yourself. And if not, I hope this video can provide you with much discussion and intrigue to do your own research. So, as we leave, let's say goodbye. Well, that was the Paranormal Tales of Rye. I'm knackered just wandering around showing you Rye, let alone talking about it. What do you think, Soph?
It's cool. I love Rye here.
Yeah, I was going to say it's definitely not my first rodeo if you've ever seen my channel, and obviously on my love of Rye, and it's obviously definitely not Sophie's either. So it's nice that we get these opportunities just to come down there and reminisce.
Yeah.
On a beautiful winter's day.
Windy,
beautiful, windy winter's day. Hopefully you really like that. Hopefully you love the beautiful view at the top of Rye as well, on the top of the church tower, which you can visit. I'd thoroughly recommend you should do that, currently is, well, it was £4 each,
Yeah.
£8 for both of us little ones, and it was a wonderful experience. So should you ever be in Rye, go to the church tower and have a look above. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Any more words of Phoenix history? Thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed the Paranormal Tales of Rye. Take care, everybody. We will, of course, see you all very soon. Woo! Before we get blown away. Take care, everybody. Bye.